Brilliant.
That's what you were looking at me like.
Really?
Yeah, you're like, okay. It's like,
Can we see ourselves?
chillax.
Okay. Oh, I think we're going on a diet after this. What do you
I
think?
think we are.
I thought it'd be good if we could do a little, Q&A, right?
Okay.
Because, we've taken like basically 5 years of our investors' questions and we put it in a document.
Okay, yeah.
What's that document?
The investor FAQ.
Yeah.
Frequently asked questions for those not in the know.
So we thought, maybe we'll just answer a few of those questions that we have in the FAQ.
Sure.
That we're not going to put in the e-course that can just maybe help answer some of those burning questions.
Burning questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Accumulated over the years.
Okay. So what are characteristics of what we would define as a buyer's market and a seller's market?
Okay. Well,
Buyers and a seller's
we'll
market.
start off with the buyer's market.
Okay.
Okay. Characteristics, I would say, for a buyer's market is
Yeah.
when there's an inventory of 6 months or more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means there's more inventory on the market.
Yeah.
It's not selling as fast, and usually a seller is going to need to provide some incentives to bring those buyers in.
Yeah.
Be
Exactly.
it price, be it repairs. If something in there that a buyer doesn't like, the seller is probably going to have to appease them.
Yeah. Like if they want like repair allowances.
New carpet, new paint,
New paint even, possibly, right?
potentially new
Yeah.
AC systems.
Maybe.
This is Texas. You
Yeah.
gotta have an
You
AC.
gotta have an AC. Always have an AC. Yeah, it's like you have more leverage. I think you put it great. And then on the converse,
Yeah.
seller's market.
Seller's market. Houses are flying off the shelves.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to see 6 months of inventory. You might not even see 2 weeks of it.
You might not see 6 hours.
Could be. Yeah. You could put a house in the market and then the next day or that day it could be under contract.
Yeah.
And gone.
Yeah.
But, a balanced market is what we love to see.
Yeah.
Because that gives everybody the time to think about the purchase before having to purchase. But,
That's right.
buyers markets are good for buyers.
Yeah.
And a seller's market is great for sellers.
Yeah.
Not so good for buyers.
And there's pros and cons. We talk about in the e-course, there's no like right time or wrong time. It depends on
Your time value of money
and your goals.
and your goals. The difference between a single family home,
Okay.
a condo, and a townhome.
Okay.
What's the biggest difference between
Biggest one.
the three?
All right. Well, the condo, you don't own the land.
Okay.
Okay. It's like an apartment, right? And you literally own the interior of the unit, and that's it.
From the sheetrock? Yeah.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're living in an apartment that you own in a way.
Closest to it.
Closest to it, right? Yeah, because the HOA covers like landscaping and roof and foundation and things like that. Elevator repairs, stair repairs,
In case there's like
repairs.
an AC for the entire building.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Roof for the entire building.
Yeah,
It's usually covered by the HOA.
that's right. Like even if you had like, let's say there was a leak, okay, and like let's say one of the pipes busted in the wall. Okay, because let's say we had a freeze and it wasn't insulated well and it was an exterior wall.
Okay.
Pipe busted in the wall, it freezes, and then when it unfreezes, what happens is the pipe contracts out and then it explodes and then you have a water leak. Okay, that
Nobody
happens.
wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that. But it happens. Okay, at that point you have basically the homeowners association that would cover the damage from the sheetrock in the wall and like make the pipe repair. But then let's say it did $80,000 of damage to your unit. Okay, what happens there?
Well, hopefully your insurance covers it.
Yeah, your homeowner's
Your
insurance.
homeowner's insurance.
Yeah. Which leads us to another point. You have a homeowner's insurance policy on a condo. You also have one on a townhome and a single family home, right? But we know that the policy amount is always less expensive, right?
For a condo, yes.
Yeah, and
That's
why?
because your HOA
Yeah.
should be covering the things that are community.
Yeah.
Community property, be it the roof, be it the foundation,
Yeah.
your front, your walkway, but everything inside
Is yours.
is yours.
So your policy itself might just cover, the interior
The interior
stuff,
for a condo.
cabinets, flooring, paint,
Clothing,
and your
electronics,
your
your
materials,
personal stuff.
personal stuff.
Yeah.
But then like a homeowner's insurance policy where you own that single family home, you have to pay for everything. So in that case, that insurance policy covers your roof, fence, gutters, your brick, your plumbing if there's a plumbing issue, and the inside stuff. Yeah, so it's more expensive of a policy.
It is, but
Yeah.
like what you're saving on insurance for a condo or townhome, right? Because they have community roofs, community foundations.
Yeah.
It's all yours in a single family home.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to, make sure you put that into your budget.
So then, okay, if insurance is cheaper, why wouldn't I just buy a condo?
Well, that's the issue with a condo. Sometimes HOAs can increase exponentially. They're going to
Yeah.
be higher than most HOAs in residential areas for
Yeah.
single family homes.
Yeah.
There's a trade-off.
There's a
right?
trade-off.
There's a trade-off.
Yeah.
With a condo, I mean, you're going to have a little bit more freedom to do what you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to take care of the lawn. You don't have to take care of maintenance of the building. You save money on that.
Yeah, you do.
But with a single family home and townhomes, because we haven't talked about townhomes.
We haven't talked about townhomes.
Townhomes, you own, the outside,
Yeah.
the yard and the air above you.
Yeah.
It's all yours. But again, you're going to probably have an HOA with a townhome.
Yeah.
Because it's usually in a community of multiple townhomes.
Oh, and we forgot to define HOA. What does it even stand for?
HOA, it's a homeowners association.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you do own. It's like the townhome is like the middle of the road because it's like you own the whole thing, like you do a single family home, the land, the lot, like you said, air rights and everything. But you're attached to other properties.
You're going to have a shared wall.
You're gonna have a shared wall.
At least one shared wall
Yeah.
most of the time.
Most of the time, and you share your roof and you share your foundation.
your
And
foundation.
sometimes the homeowner association covers those.
Sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't.
And that's good to find out on the front end when you're purchasing a home.
Yeah.
If the HOA, what they cover, what they don't cover.
That's right.
Because that could make the decision to say yes to the house or no to the house.
And where do we usually find out the information about?
You're going to
homeowner
find it in the
association?
CC&Rs, covenants, conditions, and restrictions.
Okay.
And it's also going to be part of the HOA packet that you receive from your title company or from
Yeah.
the title company that's working on your transaction.
Okay.
Right. So you're going to request those. You're going to need to review those before you say yes or no.
You mean like read them?
Like read the entire thing.
Whoa.
I've done it many a time. It's a good read.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. But it's very important. It's important information that you really need to understand and know.
Yeah.
Especially because that is something that potentially in the future, if you don't pay your HOA dues, they can foreclose on your house.
Yeah, they
the
can.
HOA can.
Yeah, a little pro tip. It's one of the 5 legal entities in the state of Texas, anyway, that can foreclose, right? Primary loan, secondary loan, homeowners association, property taxes, and
M&M liens,
M&M liens. That's right. And actually,
Mechanical
IRS loans, too.
IRS loans.
Yeah. So technically 6, my bad. I'm trying to be laid back, but I look like a piece of, like corn on the cob. No, I can't do that. No.
This is just me, man.
Okay, one more time.
Should we just hide behind the couch?
Should I buy a rental property in a good school district?
Answer is always going to be yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But you could argue that in a not so great school district,
Yeah.
depends on what your goals are.
Yeah.
Depends on how much money you want out of your rental, how much money you put in your rental. But having it in a good school district is always the best policies,
In our opinion.
best practices.
Yeah, like that's what we really help because if we're helping the first time investor, what our job is the leader, the practitioner, the person that's been there, done that. We're trying to mitigate risk, right? Because we know that most first time investors are, again, they're like you and me. They don't have like an unlimited amount of money.
Nope.
They haven't started 27 businesses. Yeah, they weren't hedge fund kids, right?
No.
Okay, they're normal people,
Normal people.
that are building, like getting their generational wealth worked out within one generation. So in order to do that and not fail, you have to mitigate the risk.
You do.
Right?
Correct.
And you really want to build the slow and steady, what we call like blue chip stock type of investment, which reduces your risk. So yes, we just love teaching about schools because it's a value indicator and marker that would identify a blue chip stock for sure.
For sure.
For sure. So, and now what we don't always know how to answer is like, what is a good school? Because good is subjective.
Subjective. It's each person has their own way of looking at what a school
Yeah.
can provide or offer.
Yeah.
And say if that's good for my kid or good for potential somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
A good resource that we always like to hand off to clients is the TEA.
Yeah.
Texas
Texas Education Association. Yeah. Or agency. TEA.
TEA, which basically it grades all the schools based on the same criteria.
Yeah.
Where other I guess third party
Yeah.
websites could potentially have skewed information.
Yeah.
Which could skew their statistics and information about the actual grade, say grade of a school.
Yeah.
So it's just important to make sure that you use as much resources as you can in searching for what you think is the best school for you.
Exactly.
As a rental owner.
Yeah, and we would have I remember talking about there's a school in the Collin County area called Allen High School, right? And we know Allen has a one high school system.
It does.
Okay. Well, we know Plano has 3 high schools. Frisco has 5 or 6 high schools, and it's like, okay, some people just don't like the one high school system because chances are their kid's not going to be a football player or a cheerleader, where they could be
in other school districts.
Right,
With
but-
multiple high schools.
Yeah, but in the one high school system, they have programs like whatever, advanced chess, and maybe not that, but
Or
you know what
law.
I mean. Yeah,
You can learn law in high school.
nursing, where like these specialized super niche things, radio, television, film. They have a whole news department where they do the news every morning in schools, and yeah, they get to learn how to work the cameras and
Life has
things
changed
like
since
that.
I was in school.
I know.
That's great.
But I think when we were helping to find for our investors what are good schools, we would definitely look at the school rankings and the tests, which we call STAR tests here in Texas. We would look at we would do those deep studies. Remember when we drove to Fate and we did this deep dive and we were learning about the emerging market of Fate, Texas, and we talked to the the Economic Development Corporation. We went to the city and we did a bunch of research on what was their school planning and how did they want to build out the schools and how many.
It was a lot of information.
Yeah.
But it's good to know your market area.
Yeah.
We try to know every market area that we work in.
Yeah.
That's talking to the Chamber of Commerce. That's speaking to
Yeah.
City development, zoning if need be.
Yeah.
What's the plans for this land next over here.
Yeah.
We try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Just so we can get a better picture, get a good understanding of the information that we're providing, as professionals in this industry.
That's right. Yeah. But if they didn't buy in a good school district by accident, it would probably still be okay. It's
going to be okay.
With enough time.
With enough time.
Right. Another thing about good schools, they always appreciate at a much higher rate because good schools are always in demand. And I say good schools, of course you're shooting for great schools, but the reality is the great schools don't always work well as rentals because the properties are so expensive, right?
Yeah. And the money has to work.
Money has to work.
It has to
So,
work.
yeah.
You have to, like what you said about, breaking even is sexy,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you're making money on top of that,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
great. Breaking even is sexy. So, if you can make money on top of breaking even, that's considered a win
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
because it's going to appreciate.
Yeah. It's
Like everything,
gonna go up.
it's going to go up.
Yeah.